Top focus this evening, the case of murder against actor Darshan Tugudeepa and 16 others. 33-year-old Renuka Swamy was allegedly brutally tortured before he was killed, possibly hit with wooden clubs, and could have even been administered electric shocks, according to a 300-page second remand application filed by the Bengaluru police before the court. Remember, a lot of this was in the media before, but this has been confirmed by the police. Actor Darshan allegedly even paid some of the accused to dispose the body and hide his involvement. And some reports suggest that the torture and murder was allegedly in the presence of the actor and his associate Pavitra Gowda. We'll have a special panel up ahead on whether this case exposes all that's wrong with the world of cinema. But first, NDTV's Nihal Kidwai with the latest on the investigations.
As the Bengaluru police seeks further custody of Darshan, Pavitra Gowda and 15 other accused for investigation in the horrific Renuka Swamy murder case, the remand application from the investigators confirmed chilling details of the crime and the way the victim was allegedly tortured and killed on the 8th of June. According to the 300-page remand application filed by the police, the post-mortem report of 33-year-old Renuka Swamy revealed that he suffered multiple blunt injuries and died due to shock from hemorrhage. He could have been assaulted with wooden clubs and tied by a rope. He could have been subjected to electric shocks. The body dumped at a stormwater drain along with the victim's mobile phone. Actor Darshan allegedly paid 30 lakh rupees for disposing the body. Darshan also paid some of the accused to hide his role. This is the first time that the police have officially confirmed the gruesome details of alleged torture and killing of 33-year-old Renuka Swamy, the case in which Kannada cinema star Darshan, his associate Pavitra Gowda and 15 others are accused.
It seems Renuka Swamy murder case is an open and shut case for Bengaluru police that have been waiting for FSL report. After that, the police may file the charge sheet if there is no political interference. From Bengaluru, with camera person Kumar, Nihal Khidwai for NDTV.
Well, the victim Renuka Swamy was reportedly a die-hard fan of Darshan and was disturbed by the fact that Darshan was having a strained marital relationship because of Pavitra Gowda, which is who Renuka Swamy blamed Darshan's marital problems on, and hence sent her lewd and abusive messages on social media. This is what allegedly led to the torture and murder in the case. It's perhaps a case that shows all that's wrong about the celluloid world, fan craze and stars. Nihal Kidwai, who's been tracking those investigations very closely, joins us live. Also with us this evening, actor Chetan Ahimsa, former ADGP in Karnataka, Sanjay Sahai, and renowned psychiatrist Dr. Praveen Chintapani. Before I go to my guests, Nihal, it's a 300-page remand application which confirms several of the media reports we've been seeing over the last few days. What are the police sources telling you in terms of the crucial links and evidences that they're looking for now?
See, police have already collected and sent blood stains, hair and other evidences that they had found inside the jeep, as well as at the place of the crime, where the crime had taken place. And all these samples have been sent for FSL report. So now the police have been waiting for the FSL report, and after that picture will be clear. But Police Commissioner B. Dyanand has made it clear that on investigation they don't want to talk much. But one thing is also clear, that when Renuka Swamy was abducted from Chitradurga by Darshan Fans Club, it seems that he was not aware that he is being abducted, but he was told by the Darshan fan club president that he is being taken to Bangalore to introduce him to his to the person whom he worships, he is Darshan, and that is why he was excited. Only when he reached here, he came to know that he has been abducted, and when he was especially taken to Rajeshwari Nagar torture center, there only he came to know that he has been kidnapped and what all is going to happen. There only he came to know. So now the police have to be very careful, because what we are hearing, that there is a lot of political interference, though police have been denying it, but we can understand the kind of influential person Darshan is, and therefore if there is no political interference, there will be a very clear and clean investigation. So now we have to wait and watch.
Right, very important point that you're making there, Nihal, about political interference. But this case also reflects all that's possibly wrong with the celluloid world. Chetan Ahimsa, as an actor, somebody who follows Kannada film industry very closely, how do you see this whole thing playing out? It's sort of a page or a scene out of a horrific gore film, the way the details are emerging so far, and it also reflects about this intricate relationship between fans and stars, which is often fueled for business purposes.
The brutality of this case is horrifying. But if you look at it overall, star culture and toxic kind of fandom is an impediment to our goals of the Constitution and egalitarian society. Now, if you look at the 2 lakh years of human existence, 1 lakh art has existed. It's been there, different thousands, lakhs of different art forms. But in the past 100 years, since film industry came into play, then the lead film male has been placed on an overarching pedestal. I mean, not all lead males and stars have behaved the same way. They're not all what Darshan is alleged. But the undue pedestal that they have been given and the kind of placement they have been done, this is very detrimental to society, and this shows that it's much more of a business than an art. So the business of who is given this importance? Somebody who brings in the box office collections. It's not about your ideas, not your vision, not even your talent. It's how much money can you put in. That is the collection. In fact, for the success of a film lead, male lead, the contribution on the creative success is very limited. In fact, it's almost interchangeable. Whoever Darshan's roles, if other actors would have played were like similar box office collections, they would have been just a success or just a failure. It's the writer and the director, but it's the film lead hero who supposedly brings in the collections, so he automatically gets the overarching importance. And it's actually unfortunate and not even justifiable to expect these people to be role models, because they have gotten in through influence, through financial connections, through various fortune. It's not like they have gotten in because of true, what we call so-called merit. So because of that, you can't even expect them to be role models. And
Yes,
this
you
kind
make-
of stardom goes to their head, and they blur the lines between their hyper-masculine roles on screen and what is even acceptable and allowed for an individual to do in society. And that blurring of the toxic masculinity and stardom is seen in Darshan's episode.
It's a very important point that you're making there about stardom and how it's used and portrayed and how it intoxicates, if I can use the word, fans. Before I get to the police officer, ex-police officer on the panel, but to the psychiatrist on the panel, sir, Dr. Praveen, this is perhaps a reflection of the dangers to which a fan's obsession with his star, because we are given to understand that this fan sent lewd messages to Pavitra Gowda, allegedly because he believed that she was the reason that his matinee idol or his star's personal life and marital relationship was under strain. And then you have the kind of gore that is being reported by the police, the kind of torture that's there that was committed allegedly by fans of this star who are co-accused in this case, which is sort of reflective of what you see in the world of cinema, the kind of gory movies that you see in the world of cinema.
Yes. Good evening, Veer Raghava and my fellow panelists. I think the boundaries between the reality and the fantasy which cinema portrays, especially the South Indian cinema, the boundaries between fan and the hero is very thin in comparison to any other industry, perhaps. If you take perhaps Northeast, it's a bit less. Hollywood, it's still lesser. And the association between like the sports personality is much lesser. The South Indian cinema, the fan associations and the cinema, they go hand in hand. And it's more or less the boundaries are so blurred and the line is so thin because of the association. And the fans seem to live a life through their idol, their matinee idols or the cinema idols. They seem to live their fantasies, their dreams, and their, whatever happens inside their head. They have their matinee idol. I mean, you know that there are certain, fan clubs who they don't agree their hero to be humiliated, even if it's a fantasy and acting in certain cinemas. Like, hero cannot be slapped or hero cannot be humiliated, hero cannot be treated badly in cinema, because the fans invest themselves so much that they don't separate themselves. They feel that the hero and they are the one, they are a single entity in some way. And that leads to this blurring of boundaries. When the hero is hurt or hero's personal life is hurt, I would say oh, she is responsible and she has to be punished. Or because I don't see myself identified individually, separately from this thing. And lots of people, actually, lots of these fan club people, many of them have this as a full-time occupation. Their identity, you find a person flashing their visiting card saying that XY fan club president. So this lack of separation
it's an important
is the
word
biggest
that you're
worry.
using there. Identity, social identity evolves around this fan club and fan craze and their following of a star, especially, it's obviously prevalent in every part of the world, but in South India, especially states like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, you see in number plates of vehicles, you have them categorically writing who their matinee idol icon is, and you have fights between fans. But Sanjay Sahai, when you see a case of this nature, does this reflect to you the murky side of the tinsel world, A, and B, the question raised by my colleague Nihal Kidwai in the report? In a case of this nature, discrete political or influential pressure from people with a lot of reach could be a very important aspect that needs to be looked into.
The murky side is crystal clear that one fan is put against a group of fans and the murder has taken place. The real life which is amplified by the social media as it stands today has become the real life, and real life has gone into the backdrop. And that explains why people don't realize what they are doing. If you get into this gory saga from the point one till the last point, and most of it is completely clear, I've been telling over and over again that it is a closed and shut case. So that being so, we understand how the whole ecosystem of cinema world perpetuated or amplified by the fan club in an ecosystem which is completely driven by money, and also pushed to a level where the fans believe that the real life is the real life and the real life can be relegated in the background, and they and the hero can literally take over and can ride roughshod in the world, and which has been happening from 2011 till the current day. We have seen large amount of intemperate behavior by Darshan, and which has been tolerated and condoned, and there are a variety of things which are coming to the fore, even in the present case. I think there are lots of things initially which was disbelieved, but finally turned out to be true. Now coming to the issue of political influence. Now political influence has been debated upon over and over again, and as long as political parties run the government and take control of the law and order situation, this will keep continuing to be debated. As far as the Darshan case is concerned, the evidence which has been brought forth, you take the remand application of 300 pages, literally anything and everything which we discussed, and all details above and beyond which the investigation team could do, they have brought it on a 300-page record. They have also used the custodial interrogation time to best of their advantage to neatly tie up every single incident, event, action, and with huge amount of evidence that is also provided. The seizures which have taken place, the seizures have added to whatever was missing in the narrative which we have been talking about and the narrative which was propagated in the public domain. Suffice to say that the post-mortem report has also given huge amount of clarity. So I personally feel, as far as the investigation is concerned, as it stands today, it is going on the right track, and there are no very visible issues where you can say that influence has
Okay,
been used
that's-
even to the extent of public domain expressions of
That's a very
politicians
important
and
point
the-
that you're
and the
making,
police
and it's a
committees.
reassuring point that you're making. Chetan Ahimsa, would you have expected a stronger reaction from the film fraternity if there needs to be corrective measures taken after a case of this nature, which has shocked the Kannada film fraternity, both overtly and covertly? Do you believe that there needs to be a stronger reaction or perhaps some corrective measures?
I definitely wanted a stronger outrage and kind of challenge, questioning of this kind of alleged behavior from the film industry. Slowly it's coming out. But I don't believe that the film industry has the freedom and constitutional freedom to ban anybody, because somebody might have the right to invest on a darshan today or tomorrow when he comes out, whenever, and say, it's my choice, it's my money, I could do what I want. I don't know if film industry, because it's an unregulated industry, has the ability to ban anybody. If it has banned people in the past, it has been wrongly
Right.
banning. And also, if you look at Darshan after 2011, after he brutalized his wife and went to jail for many weeks, he came out and had a blockbuster hit. There's nothing to say that since the fans like him for his hyper masculine, almost toxic masculine roles on screen, there's nothing to say that after he comes out and does some more films that they will not succeed. I mean, his reputation in society is definitely tarnished, but his fandom and his box office collections might not
Right,
be
Dr.
hit,
Praveen,
might
very
even
quickly, do
get
you believe there needs to be a
upgraded in
stronger
the
social
later time.
response?
Indeed, one has to dissociate with this sort of activity, and then the line has to be very clear between fantasy and reality. Fantasy is fantasy, that's a real little escape for a brief while, and real world is real world. And when the lines get blurred, crime does happen and macabre things do happen. I think we need to be very clearly be in touch with their reality regularly, consistently.
On that note, that's all we have time for, gentlemen. Thank you, all three of you, for joining us.